So are you thinking about moving to Hopkinsville, Kentucky? Well, today we are going to be doing a full deep dive of the pros and cons of what the locals call Hoptown. All right. So it has some of the most incredible Southern charm, a very low cost of living, and a bizarre history that is straight out of the movies, y'all. But don't miss out. This one is going to be a fun one, guys. And we're getting to it right now. What's up, guys? So welcome to the channel. My name is Adam Haynes. I am a local realtor here in Middle Tennessee and South Central Kentucky. And today we're going to be doing a full deep dive of the pros and cons of living in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Now, Hopkinsville is located a little outside of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and has a population of 31,000 residents. It is a pretty unique place because it does have a real small town vibe to it, even though it's one of the bigger towns in the area. So first off, let's talk about probably one of the main reasons people like living in Hoptown, and that is cost of living, guys. So according to salary.com, the cost of living in Hopkinsville is significantly lower than other areas. So you got your food, healthcare, and housing is over 25% lower than the national average. Also, let's talk about affordable housing, guys. So that is one of the big things about Hopkinsville. So your average rent is about $900 a month, which is not bad. I mean, give or take, depending on what size, all that stuff. And home prices, believe it or not, are around $150,000 a year. That's the average price, guys. I mean, like that, obviously with $150,000, you are looking at older homes, smaller homes, that kind of thing. But I mean, just the other day, I got one under contract that was a 1,200 square foot home. It was built in the late 70s. It's pretty good shape and all that stuff on almost half an acre. Forget this, $135,000, guys. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. And we also looked at one that was right in the heart of Hopkinsville, and it was a renovated home, about 1,000 square foot, 3-bed, 1-bath, I believe. And it was sitting at around $150,000, y'all. So you can absolutely get a really nice deal down here. But it also has to do with not only what type of home it is, what the size of home it is, also has to do with the neighborhood too, okay? So you can find a really nice home that is in a pretty good neighborhood for around $250,000. So I mean, it's kind of crazy around here. And they also have some new construction for sale, y'all, that are some really nice homes for around $300,000 or less. I mean, it's pretty wild. And Newton's Law really doesn't apply here, guys. So it is surprising that the average salary here is around $50,000. So even though the cost of living is so low, so you can absolutely get more bang for your buck by living here. So when people ask about Hopkinsville, they usually want to know, is it safe? All right. Well, even though crime is a little bit higher here than like the state average, for a much lower priced area, crime rates are actually a decent amount lower here than the national average. Just like most places, in the downtown area is where you're going to get the most crime, but most of it is property crime, petty theft, that kind of thing. So if you are looking to move somewhere that is safer, I would look to more rural, smaller town area like a Lewisburg or Russellville, but also cost of living there is a little bit higher than it is here. So you got to think about that. All right, y'all. Well, before I get into the next one, I wanted to remind you that as much as I like doing these videos for you, I am a licensed realtor. So if you are looking to move here in the next 9 days or 90 days, just give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I would be happy to help. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for your weekly fix of information about the area. All right, y'all. So I know not everybody that is moving to a certain area has kids, but I believe it's a very important aspect of it. And to be honest, Hopkinsville is getting kind of mixed reviews, and so I think it's important. Now, checking out niche.com, the elementary school is looking pretty good, and it's rated a B, but the middle and high schools are much lower. They are around a C+. But personally, I prefer to look at greatschools.org, and it's not showing much better either, guys. So the elementary school is the highest score is around 6 out of 10. The middle and high school, the highest score is around 4 out of 10. But at the same time, these scores are kind of subjective and everything. It doesn't completely indicate that these are bad schools or lower than the average, that kind of thing. My biggest thing that I like to do, and personally that you should do if you are seriously considering this area or other areas, is you get on these hit pages. You get on a lot of these places, they have like mom pages and dad pages and that kind of thing on Facebook, and just ask the questions. Ask what the schools are like, what this school is like, what it is compared to another school, that kind of thing. And these parents love to be able to gossip. They love to be able to get you information as much as they can. Also, another good one is checking out Reddit, and Reddit's a really good resource that I've found out as well for that kind of thing. So, like any kind of information, don't take it from me. I don't have kids here, guys. So niche.com, greatschools.org, they are great tools, but use them as tools. Don't say just because that is where it's placed that it's not going to be a good school for your kids. Just take that with a grain of salt. And biggest thing is, I say, is talk to the parents, guys. However, some people are in luck. So they do have a very highly rated private school here. It's called University Heights Academy, and it really has a great reputation, guys. So the only problem with that is it does have a hefty price tag of about 10 grand a year. Now, personally, I would die or kill for my kids, but $10,000, we'll see.
Oh, that's cold.
So first off, let's talk about Hopkinsville's Trail of Tears Heritage Center, guys. For those that failed American history class, in the early 19th century, the United States government forcibly removed several Native American tribes from their lands in the southern states like Tennessee, Georgia, that kind of thing, Kentucky, where they were forced to march thousands of miles all the way to Oklahoma. This journey became known as Trail of Tears. I feel like crying when I'm driving that far, let alone walking it. So I couldn't even imagine the amount of pain and suffering that these people went through, and it really is something that needs to be memorialized. And I feel like they have done a really good job here. So what makes this park in Hopkinsville particularly special is that it's one of the very few documented and verified campsites from that devastating migration. And it is also the final resting place of 2 Cherokee chiefs. So you got Chief Whitepath as well as Chief Fly Smith. But also, if you get down here, you should explore the Heritage Center. It is a beautiful 200-year-old log cabin that was actually relocated here a few years ago. There you can check out the incredible authentic artifacts, historical documents like the 200-year-old Bible they had. The center gives you everything you need to get an idea of Cherokee culture and what kind of impact the Trail of Tears really had on it. All right, guys, so no more of that depressing stuff. So what if I told you that Hopkinsville, Kentucky isn't just known for its beautiful scenery and friendly folks and all that stuff, but also for the rather otherworldly encounter? Because get ready, because today we are diving into the story behind the Little Green Men Day, or they also call the Alien Invasion Day here in Hopkinsville. So if you like talking about the conspiracies of Area 51, you're going to love this, guys. So fast forward to August 21st, 1955. The quiet community of Kelly, just outside of Hopkinsville, became the center of a truly bizarre event, guys. So the Sutton family claimed they were repeatedly visited by a small glowing man that was about 3 foot tall, they said. They got large heads, floppy ears, all that stuff, just like you see in the movies, or at least in the cartoon movies. So the local police, Army investigators from Fort Campbell were called in, and because they could not find any evidence that this was an actual hoax, Alien Invasion Day was born, y'all. So very similar to what they had in Roswell, Hopkinsville has a festival every year that is absolutely nuts. Okay, so people dress up like aliens, enjoy tons of family-friendly activities and good food, and it's just a ton of fun, y'all. So definitely, if you're in the area in around August, you definitely should check it out. All right, guys, so another con on the list, I would say, is your job market. So while many of the residents that live in Hoptown are active or retired members of the Army, since Fort Campbell is like less than 30 minutes away, it is important to have a good job market. And unfortunately, that's one thing that is lacking here. Okay. So there are plenty of your typical jobs you can get, like in manufacturing, retail, that kind of thing. But when it comes to higher end careers, it is very much lacking. Okay. So luckily we do live in a modern day where our working from home is a much more popular thing. And even if you can't do that, the drive to bigger cities like Clarksville, Bowling Green, or even Nashville are still a possibility. So it's not just a deal killer for a lot of people. All right. Next thing I want to talk about, guys, is a very good one, is location. All right. So one of the best things about Hopkinsville, honestly, is the location, y'all. So it's within driving distance of quite a few bigger towns that makes it perfect if you can't find your ideal job here in Hopkinsville area. But it's also perfect for a day of shopping or just a night out of town, because you're about 30 minutes from Clarksville as well as Madisonville. You're also about an hour from Nashville, Bowling Green, or even Evansville, Indiana. So definitely keeps your options open for whatever you need. Also, nearby is Land Between the Lakes as well. Now, Land Between the Lakes is a beautiful peninsula that is right in between Lake Barkley and Kentucky Lake, which together is actually the world's largest man-made lake. There are plenty of people that come from hundreds of miles away to go on vacation here every year, because not only is it beautiful, but it's also because of all the outdoor activities that they have here. Another thing I think is really cool is that they have tons of very rare wildlife here. So not only will you see your typical deer, rabbit, bird, typical bear, that kind of thing, but they even have the occasional like elk and even buffalo here. So I don't really know, it's pretty wild. Another thing you should know about when moving, not just here but also anywhere in the South, is the weather. Okay, so first off, weather is pretty mild in comparison to areas up north or further south. But I gotta say, it's about as indecisive as your wife trying to pick out a restaurant. So for real, it's pretty crazy. So especially during like the spring or fall, you have one day there was like 50 degrees outside, and then like 2 days later it's 80. It's like ridiculous. Okay, so you got also your extreme weather. So we do have pretty cold winters here, but I would say it never gets like lower than like 20 degrees or something like that. But I would say majority of the severe cold is around January or February. Okay, so December, it is pretty hit or miss, to be honest. We don't very much get a white Christmas. Honestly, we've had quite a few Christmases that we're just wearing t-shirt and shorts and that kind of thing. But like my birthday is like towards the end of January, and I can't count how many times like on my birthday it's like full of snow or ice or that kind of thing. When I was a kid, they had so many people cancel on me for my birthday party because of the weather. What was it? Our summers get pretty bad towards the end of June, and from the beginning of July all the way until like beginning of September, they are pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so especially given the fact that we have a lot of moisture around here, and it's just a different heat. It's not that dry heat or whatever. This is kind of weather that, even though it's like 80 to 90 degrees outside in the summertime, you walk outside and literally within just a few seconds you are just drenched in sweat. And big boys like myself, we don't do good with sweat, we don't do good with heat. Luckily we have creeks, we have pools, we have lakes, and we have the beautiful, the wonderful air conditioning units. So just keep that in mind. One of the concerns I hear from people out of the state is tornadoes.
It's coming! It's headed right for us! It's already here!
So the thing is, yes, we do get tornadoes from time to time, but they are a lot more rare than people think they are. It is extremely rare for a town to get tore up by a tornado. I'm not saying that it will never happen, but majority of the time it's either it never hits the ground or will hit a cornfield or something like that. So that is not just by pure luck, that is actually how tornadoes work. Okay, so they need open flat spaces to be able to get enough like fuel, I guess you call it, to gain the rotation and that kind of thing. I'm not a meteorologist. I don't know what I'm talking about, to be honest, but I do know that it needs open flat land, and that's why like Kansas and places like that are just tore up by tornadoes all the time. However, that doesn't mean it never happens in a city or a neighborhood. It just hit Bowling Green about 10 years ago pretty bad. Just saying, it's not as common as people think. It just turns into headline news anytime something bad happens. But if you are honestly scared of tornadoes, make sure you aren't right next to a farm. Also, you can make or buy a tornado shelter to help ease your suffering. Ease your mind? Yeah, ease your mind. Yeah, whatever. Make you feel better, guys. It'll make you feel better. All right, guys, so really the last thing I wanted to talk about is your things to do here. So I'll be honest, when you are in a rural town with low cost of living, there are usually not that many things to do, guys. So now that is just another thing that sets Hopkinsville apart from the rest. First off, they have the Bluegrass Splash Aquatic Center. This place is pretty awesome, guys. It has a giant pool. It's a water park with a playground area in the water, which is great for kids and everything. They always love it. They also have a pretty nice lazy river. It's a really nice little aquatic center. I mean, I wouldn't consider it truly like a water park. I mean, it's not like Beach Bend or Nashville Shores or something like that, but it's pretty nice, guys. It really is. I mean, it's a really cool place, and it's actually pretty inexpensive too. So definitely should check it out if you're down here. Now, if you're a dog person, Hopkinsville has a pretty nice dog park as well, y'all. So where they have a huge field area, they have 3 fenced areas for all kind of different dogs. Plus they have water fountains, picnic tables, all that stuff. And it is just a really cool place, guys. I mean, it's a really good place for dogs to interact, all that stuff. The only thing is, guys, so if you have a dog that you know doesn't like other dogs, or you just know is not a nice dog, just don't bring them. Just don't bring them, okay? Let everyone enjoy their dogs, enjoying each other and all that stuff. That sounded weird. Having a good old time and everything, and making friends, all that stuff. Just let them do that. I mean, I get it sucks that you're not able to bring your dog and everything. I've got 2 great dogs, okay? Or I should say I have 2 dogs. I have one that is absolutely fantastic, and I would take her to our dog park anytime I want. I got another one that's a little punk, and he would just be begging and whining and getting territorial and all that stuff, and so his butt is not going nowhere. So just do that, please, and don't cause a scene. Well, if you have always wanted to learn how to scuba dive, you can actually learn here locally, guys. So you got the Pennyroyal Scuba Blue Springs Park. Jeez, I cannot believe I got that out right. All right, so it is Kentucky's only full-service scuba diving facility, and where they actually train at a 22-acre crystal clear rock quarry, y'all. So I mean, it's pretty cool. It's right here in Hopkinsville. And if you're like me and you got in trouble as a teen cliff diving off a rock quarry, that kind of thing, you know how clear and beautiful those places can be. And this one is a step above the rest, so you should definitely go check it out. Yeah, so you want to do something fun and outside the norm, go check out Christian Way Farm and Mini Golf, y'all. So this family-oriented farm offers something that is just pretty special, guys. So this place is a freaking petting zoo and mini golf course, guys. It is a great place for families to spend a day outside, interacting with animals, enjoying some family-friendly competition, and it's just lots of fun, y'all. So come on, let's go. All right, so another fun thing to do in the area is you go check out the parks, guys. So Hopkinsville is known for having several beautiful parks, and they also have a really nice greenway system. The greenway even features the longest pedestrian bridge over land in the state. They have a fantastic playground where I see lots of mom and dads just bring their kids there to have some fun and enjoy it. And I gotta say, it's one of the nicest playgrounds I've seen in a really long time. So I mean, it has not only your regular playground area, but it also has a special playground area for little kids where even I think it's 3 and under or 3 and over are not even allowed in that area. Our parents actually have to be in that area as well. So I mean, it's really cool. It's like a closed off area just for little kids. So I can't remember the last time I've seen a park that does that. So I mean, it's pretty cool, guys. So they also have a really nice disc golf course down here. So you definitely should check that out. It's run by the city and it's really nice, kept up super well, and it's really cool, guys. Another thing their Parks and Rec department has put together is a super nice skate park, guys. So they really have gone all out with the skate park, and it is designed for all levels. So they have some areas that is meant for kids that are just, or adults, whatever, that are just learning how to skate, where they can feel comfortable and safe. But all I gotta say is don't invite me, guys. So I skate just about as good as Happy Gilmore. So, I mean, you definitely don't want to be seeing that. But they also have a pretty sick area where it is designed for very advanced skaters, where they can hone their craft and everything, and it's pretty cool. And they've even had some people, I don't know if they actually had people do this or just people in the area just decided they wanted a graffiti or what, I don't know, but they've made the whole thing look really cool with their artwork, so you definitely should check it out. All right, y'all, so that is it with the video. I hope it was helpful and maybe a little bit entertaining, and I hope you're able to get the information about Hopkinsville to find out if it's the right place for you. So if you have any questions at all, just feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for your weekly fix of information about the area. But just like Forrest Gump said, that's all I have to say about that. See you next time.